Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Garibaldi and I am here for Monday's reading lesson. So today we are going to be going into Mayan and we're going to be reading about oceans and seas today. So that's super exciting. I also wanted to go ahead and say I sent you guys some mail. So check your mailboxes starting today because I sent it off Friday morning. And so some of you might have gotten it this weekend and some of you might get it today or tomorrow. If you do not get any of the mail, probably I would say by Wednesday, let me know and I will drop one off by your house, okay? All right, so that's all the students for my class that I had your address and I sent you guys a little bit of mail. And also with that mail, I want you to go onto our class news page and I want you to watch the Read Aloud for Flat Stanley, okay? Because that'll kind of give you a little better idea of what you're supposed to do with your mail that I'm sending you, okay? So with that said, let's go ahead and go into our Mayan, and we're going to be reading about oceans and seas today. All right, and here we go. And let me make this big for us. There we go. Are you ready? Here we go.
Water, Water Everywhere, Oceans and Seas by Diane Leake.
All right, my friends, and while you are listening to this story, here are some questions that I want you thinking about, okay? So while you're listening to this story, I want you thinking about what is a coast? What's a coast? What is a beach? Do all coasts have beaches? And then finally, I want you to think about what's the main idea of this book, okay? What's this book mostly about? You ready? Let's go.
Oceans. An ocean is a very big body of water. The land at the edge of an ocean is called the coast. Coast.
Did we just hear an answer to one of our questions we were supposed to be thinking about? I did. So what is a coast? Well, I'm going to go back into the text and I'm going to read that the land at the edge of an ocean is called the coast. So the coast is the land at the edge of the ocean. And look, the author has labeled this picture and has shown us where the coast starts. So this all across here where my arrow is, that is where the coast is. Let's keep reading and see if we can hear any more answers to the questions we had.
There can be a beach by the ocean.
Ooh.
A beach is where the land goes down to the ocean.
Interesting. So that was the answer to one of our other questions. What is a beach? And what I was thinking a beach was like sand. Like you had to have sand for it to be a beach. But this text says that a beach is where the land goes down to the ocean, but it doesn't say there has to be sand. We might have to keep reading to see if we can patch up that thinking. But that's interesting. So the coast is where the land meets the ocean, and then the beach is where the land goes down all the way down to the ocean. Let's keep reading.
Oceans of the world. There are 5 oceans on Earth: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, Pacific Ocean.
Nice, you guys. Let's look to see what ocean is closest to us. So I'm going to zoom in on this page. Shoop, shoop, shoop. And we don't live in Africa and we don't live in South America. We do live in North America, and there we are. And I'm going to even zoom in a little bit farther, and I'm going to show you we are right there. And so what ocean is the closest to us? Well, the Atlantic Ocean is touching right here the east coast of Florida. So the closest ocean to us is the Atlantic Ocean. Now we have this body of water right here. That is the Gulf of Mexico. So that's actually the closest body of water we have. Big body of water we have, I should say. And then the Atlantic Ocean is the closest ocean that's near us. All right, I'm going to zoom back out and let's keep reading and find out more information about oceans and seas.
This is the Atlantic Ocean.
Hey, that's the one closest to us. That's really cool.
Seas of the world. A sea is like an ocean, but it is smaller.
Mm.
There are many seas on Earth. Caribbean Sea, North Sea, Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Arabian Sea, Sea of Japan, South China Sea, Coral Sea.
Wow, that's really cool. And I'm going to zoom in again because I want to look to see which is the closest sea to us. So we know the Atlantic Ocean is the closest ocean to us, but look, here we are again. There's Florida, and that's actually Tampa right there. And so the closest sea to us is the Caribbean Sea. That's cool.
Living things in the ocean. Seaweed looks like a plant and grows in the sea. Sometimes there is seaweed on the beach. Shells are the homes of some animals that live in the ocean. Sometimes there are shells on the beach.
Have you ever gone in search of shells on the beach? I have. What kind of shells do you find on the beach? Do they have things inside of them? No, they're the old homes of animals. Let's keep reading.
Fishing in the ocean. People go out on the ocean in fishing boats.
Have you ever been on a fishing boat? I've been on a boat, but I don't know if it was a fishing boat. We didn't go fishing. We just went out and looked at the dolphins.
People catch fish in the salty water of the ocean.
That's really cool, you guys. Look at all those fish.
Waves on the ocean. An ocean can be stormy. Wind blows over the water and makes big waves.
Wow, those are really big waves.
Having fun by the ocean. It is fun to spend time by the ocean.
That's really cool. Have you ever made a sandcastle at the beach? I have. But it wasn't as good as hers. She has a really nice sandcastle. That's really cool. And look, she's even made some, looks like they're like little sand balls that she put around her big mountain. That's cool.
Stay safe. Always have an adult with you when you are near water.
Nice. Wow, that was a really good book. And I loved that last page when it talked to us about staying safe near water. You should always have an adult with you when you're near water because even if you're a really great swimmer, sometimes things happen and accidents happen, and it's best to have an adult with you to keep you safe. All right, my friends. So especially if you're at the beach. All right, so some of the questions that we had at the beginning was what was a coast? What was a coast? Oh yeah, it's where the land meets the ocean. And then what was the beach? The beach is where the land goes down all the way down to the ocean, right? So the coast would be like a cliff, and then the beach would be the smooth kind of area that you could walk down to the water. We have a lot of beaches in Florida, so we know what a beach is. So it said, how many oceans are there? Does anybody remember how many oceans there were? I'm going to have to go back to the text. So let's go ahead and I'm going to scroll back and I want you to say stop when we get to the page that talks to us about oceans. Oh wait, that's seas. Let's keep going. There it is. Did you tell me to stop? Good job. So how many oceans are there in the world? Let's count them. And I could, you know what else I could do? I could read the text. So let's read the text and then we'll count to make sure they've listed them all. It says, there are 5 oceans on Earth. So how many? 5. I have 5 fingers and there are 5 oceans. Fun. So there's the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Southern Ocean. Wow, that's really cool. Uh-oh, what happened? Wait a minute, I don't think I counted that right. I'm gonna have to do it again. Let's try again. Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and the Southern Ocean. I'm really confused, you guys, because the text says there are 5 oceans on Earth, but then the picture lists 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh, interesting. You know what this calls for? More research. So what could I do to find out how many oceans there are in the world? You're right. I can read another book, or I could go on the internet with an adult and I can have them help me. I think we might have to do that because this is confusing to me. I read the sentence and I then looked at the picture. You know what, guys? Sometimes this happens. And as good readers, if we uncover these issues, then that means that we can help this author make their book better. Okay, so we're going to have to do more research. But before we do, I want to know how many seas were there? So let's go back to that page and see how many seas there were. Okay, here we go. It says there are many seas on Earth. And so I think that probably they just listed maybe the ones, just a few around the world because it says there are many. They didn't give us a number on this one. So we're not going to be able to check them to see. But there's the Caribbean Sea, the North Sea, Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Arabian Sea, Sea of Japan, the South China Sea, and the Coral Sea. So there's lots of different seas. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I think that I'm going to go into, so I'm going to stop sharing here because I have questions that I need answered. And good readers always have questions. Sometimes they start with questions and they get those questions answered. And sometimes as we read, we get more questions and we have to do more research. So I'm actually going to go in and I'm going to type into my internet browser, and in just a second I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to type in how many oceans are in the world. Okay, here we go. And so let me do this. I've lost myself. There I am. So I'm going to share my screen with you so that I can show you what I did. So I just went in. I went into Chrome and I typed in the top here. So I've clicked in this top search bar. So this is the search bar. And I just typed in how many oceans in the world and hit enter. And this was what I found, my search results. Okay, are you ready? So it says there are 5 oceans, just like the text said. So I'm wondering what ocean they listed on the picture that wasn't a real one. So let's look. It says there are 5 oceans, including the Arctic, Atlantic, Indian, Pacific, and Southern. So let's go back into the book and let's see. All right, let's go back into, whoops, sign in. There we go. I'm gonna look in my list because I know I have it listed. There it is, read. I want to go back. And you know what I just realized, you guys? It says there are 5 oceans. And look, it has the Pacific Ocean listed twice. Do you know why? Because the earth is round. So this is a map that's flat, but the earth is round. And so the Pacific Ocean is next to Asia, but it's also next to North America. And so they've listed it twice. Wow. So there are Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Indian Ocean, and Southern Ocean. And the Pacific Ocean is all just one. There's not 2 Pacific Oceans, there's just 1 Pacific Ocean. My goodness, sometimes when it's not making sense to you, you need to make sure that you do more research and then you can patch up your thinking, okay? So then that way, now I know there are 5 oceans on Earth, and this author listed Pacific Ocean twice because the Earth is round, and so it's on both right here. So when they unrolled the globe and turned it into a map, then now you can see there's Pacific Ocean on this side and Pacific Ocean on this side. So sometimes as readers, we get confused and we have to patch up our thinking. And so that's always what good readers do. Okay, whenever you have a question, keep digging. Don't stop until you get your answer, because that's how we grow and we learn. All right, my friends. So how many oceans are there? 5. There are just 5 oceans of the world. We did it, you guys. I love that. So I hope that you learned a lot today about oceans and seas. And I hope you also learned a little bit about when things don't make sense on the page, because I know sometimes in class too, we would have issues like that. We would say, hey, wait a minute, something's not making sense to me. And so we would dig a little farther and dig a little farther until sometimes we either realized that the author made a mistake, and sometimes we would realize that we just weren't understanding what the author was trying to show us. And so with our digging, we realized, oh, it makes sense now. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you learned a lot, because we're gonna keep looking at some ocean animals this week. And so this was kind of our kickoff. We needed to know what the oceans and the seas were. And then now we're gonna find out what lives in the ocean for the rest of the week, okay? All right, I wish you well. I love you so much. I miss you. Check your mail and see if I left you something. And if you don't get any mail this week, let me know. Okay, have a great day. Happy Monday. Goodbye.